Hey guys, LOLStarFire here. I wanted to make a little video talking about sensitivity and just my overall Pubg settings and how I personally play Pubg and what I think is, works best. I was top 40 in solos for a little while in North America. I usually average around top 400. It's been that way for pretty much the last 6 months in the leaderboards in North America and solos. So I get asked a lot what my settings are, and I wanted to share that with you today. We're just going to jump right into it. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. So here we go. Basically, I'm going to start at the top. Type B sensitivity is going to be the best. The reason I say that is because if you're coming over from games like Call of Duty or games like Destiny where you just hold in the LT button to aim down sights, that's going to be a much easier transition for you versus having to tap the LT trigger really quickly to enter ADS and exit ADS. Going on to dead zone. Right stick dead zone is very important. Now, having it too low can make things very fast, but very difficult to control, and having it too high can make things very slow, but also very ineffective. That being said, I recommend keeping it at 10 or 12, but do what works for you. Try to lower it a little bit. If it doesn't work for you, then raise it back up. Find the spot that works for you. That's what's most important. Left stick dead zone, I recommend no matter what to keep that at 10. Because it's just your left stick. That's basically your forward movement sensitivity. So you kind of want to lower dead zone so you can respond faster. Now, on to vibration. I generally turn my vibration off, but I also use a scuff controller normally, so it doesn't have rumbles in it. And the biggest benefit from having your vibration off is that if you get shot or something, you're not going to have to worry about your controller rumbling and throwing off your aim. So definitely turn that off. Now, if you have an elite controller, you can go into the settings and you can actually turn the vibration down really, really low and then turn the vibration strength in the Pubg settings to 1. Now, this will offer you an advantage in the sense that you can kind of feel when you're getting shot, but it won't be enough rumble to throw your aim off. Alright, forward running sensitivity. I have mine set at 37. There's no particular reason why it's at 37 other than the fact that it's personal preference. I played with it from 1 all the way down to 50, I think it is, and 37 is where I ended up. Vertical sensitivity multiplier. I usually keep that at 130. Lately, with the new update, I've dropped it down to 122, and I really, really like it there. Once again, this is personal preference, and this does coincide with your dead zone, so make sure that you're, doing what works for you. I recommend going into training mode and picking up your favorite guns and playing with the vertical sensitivity multiplier from about 30 yards away, shooting at a wall, and try to get the smallest pattern possible. And like I said, start at 130 and just go from there. We're going to jump back up to movement sensitivity, because this one should be obvious, but a lot of people aren't aware that the best setting for movement sensitivity is 100. Like, it's the best setting, hands down. There's no better setting. I feel like 7 is the perfect sensitivity for all maps and all range, especially if you really, really need to get up close and personal, or go out of a window really fast, or get into a vehicle really fast, or whatever. I feel like 7 is the perfect sensitivity for that. Now, this is probably the question I get asked most, is aim acceleration. Do I use aim acceleration? Yes, I do use aim acceleration. I've also not used aim acceleration, and I've done extremely well using it and not using it. Now, if you're going to use aim acceleration, you're going to use it because you're using a slower sensitivity on all your scopes. Now, you don't really need aim acceleration if you're using a higher sensitivity, anything above 7 for your scopes. You're not really going to need it. But if you're using anything below 7, you're more than likely going to want to use aim acceleration. I personally enjoy using aim acceleration, so I set mine to 5 because I feel like it works really good there. Over the shoulder aiming sensitivity, I keep that at 6. I feel like having it at 6 above my one-time scope is really nice because I can go into ADS and pop out of ADS really quickly and still keep up with my target when I come out of using a red dot, a hollow, or a 2 times. It's going to be one step ahead. So in that split second for the animation, for the scope to come off, it's already ahead and it's killing, shooting where I want it to go. 1 time sensitivity, I keep that at 5. 2 times, I keep that at 4. 3 times, I keep that at 4. 4 times, I keep it at 4. 6 times, I keep it at 3, and 8 times I keep it at 3, and of course, 15 times I keep that all the way up. So if you've ever used a 15 times scope, then you know that it moves super, super slow, or at least it seems it does. I just want to say though, I feel like the best possible settings to start with if you really, really want to get better is to turn all your scopes to 3. It's going to take time to get used to it being slow, but with the aim acceleration on 5 and everything on 3, you're going to notice a huge difference in your playstyle with a little bit of time, a couple days, maybe a couple games even, but you will notice a bigger difference, and just bump it up as you go to what you feel comfortable with. Moving on to kill feed, it's definitely best to keep this on graphic, and it's super helpful in the final circle when there's like 10 or so people alive. If you pay attention to the kill feed and your surroundings, it makes it much easier to tell what guns people are using and, where exactly they are. And if you've seen that name in the kill feed a bunch of times, that maybe you should either avoid or just wait till the right opportunity to push that particular person. Custom crosshair color is of course all about preference, but I definitely recommend using a color that's really easy to see. Cayenne, green, pink, yellow, or white would be probably your best choices. TTP aim camera position, definitely keep the changes to latest peak shoulder. What this will do is if you're trying to third person peek someone around a corner, say your right shoulder, when you come out of ADS or out of peek mode, it will enable the camera to hover over the last peak shoulder, giving you an advantage to observe what's going on in your area of interest without taking a second peek. And last but not least, we have the final few settings on the graphics tab, and that's going to be field view. That's going to only affect your first person perspective. I definitely recommend a lower field view, just much easier to see. It kind of adds like a little zoom, if you would, to the normal camera. Brightness, I think that if you're having trouble seeing people, you should bump the brightness up a little bit. I keep mine at 65. I feel like it's perfect. Sometimes I do change it to 70 depending on how well I'm seeing things. Graphics mode, I keep it on resolution priority over frame rates just because it seems to work better. There's no particular reason. I've tried it on both, and I seem to do better for some reason with it on resolution priority. Audio-wise, I would recommend going into your settings on your Xbox and turning on Windows Sonic. It gives you more of a 360 sound effects. You can hear footsteps and gunshots much, much clearer. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope my video helps you. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to catch me live at www.mixer.com/LOLStarFire. Later, I will see you on the battlefield.